Hey everybody, it's Indy. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded a video to my channel, and I want you guys to forgive me for that. I haven't had access to internet in about like 2 weeks, maybe a little more than that. So, yeah. This video I'm doing in honor of Yemayá and Starbucks. Yes, Yemayá and Starbucks. In the down bar, I'm going to have a link to a video about the connection between the Starbucks logo and Yemayá and the symbology behind Yemayá. I really would like you guys to check it out and tell me what you guys think about that video, as well as telling me what you think about this video. I drew inspiration from that video to do this video, and that's why I've decided to make this one. I initially found the connection between Yemayá and Starbucks through a website called Tribes of the Sun, if I'm not mistaken. And the founder of that website, she has different content on there, but one of the pieces of content she has is a section of deity categories, and if you click on one of the deities, she'll give you information about the deity, if they receive offerings from their followers, the kind of offerings they like, numbers that are associated with them, their story, all of that. Okay, so there are several orishas on that website. And if you go to click on Yemayá's link on her site, she explains her offerings, what she likes food-wise, her symbology, her number, the Catholic saint she is associated with, and her pataki, which is African for sacred story, basically. So yeah, at the very end of it, she starts talking about how, don't you find it weird that one of the foods that Yemayá likes offered to her is coffee grounds, and the Starbucks logo looks like Yemayá. And I said, what? Really, I didn't think about that. And so that prompted me to go search. And lo and behold, there's a lot of speculation behind why the Starbucks logo looks kind of like Yemayá. That includes searching on YouTube, and I found that video, and I'm going to share that with you guys. He's actually a lot more organized. He actually planned out his video, you can tell, from start to finish, whereas I would rather make it seem like if I'm talking to you, like if you were here in front of me face to face and we were having a detailed, in-depth conversation about the topic. And so my thoughts might bounce around here and there. That's just how I am. You guys haven't complained so far, so I'm thinking you guys are okay with it. We'll see. Anyways, so I'm just going to go over a few points. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And I already went over the one about the coffee grounds thing. Okay. So if you look at the Starbucks logo, and if you go searching for different visual images and depictions of Yemayá, you will find there are a lot of pictures of Yemayá that are right there alongside the Starbucks logo. And what I mean by that is the double-tail mermaid. Okay, that's the symbol that everybody knows as Starbucks symbol. But if you go and look at the images for Yemayá, you will find quite a bit of different images and depictions of the Orisha where she's also double-tailed, and she's holding it exactly the same way the Starbucks mermaid is. Okay. The Starbucks mermaid also has a crown on her head. If Yemayá doesn't have a crown of hair on her head, she has an actual crown on her head, usually with 7 points on it, and sometimes the crown will have a star on it, just like the Starbucks logo. She has a crown, It has 4 points on her crown, and then it has a star on it, okay? And if you also notice, she has a full head of hair. She has a crown of hair. She could do without the actual crown that she has. She has full hair. If you look at the different pictures of Yemayá, she has full hair, okay? A lot of flowing hair. And that could be counted as a crown in itself, okay? But yeah, there's the other similarity there. The star that's on top of the Starbucks mermaid is a 5-pointed star, whereas a lot of the stars that I've seen associated with the image in the images of Yemayá, they tend to be 7-pointed because 7 is her number. And in the video, the guy points out just something that he puts off to the side real quick, that the number 5 represents the perfect human, and represents the 5 senses of the human. I am adding that it represents earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So there's, that right there. But that he says the 7 points of a 7-pointed star represent divine perfection. 3 of those 7 points represent the divine masculine, the perfect divine masculine. And then the rest of the remaining 4 points of the 7-pointed star represent the divine feminine, the perfect divine feminine. So he's saying that Yemayá's 7-pointed stars are representation of the balance of man and woman, masculine and feminine, and that he feels, and I see where he's coming from, that Yemayá is the divine balance of masculine and feminine, because she has some would say it's her consort. I've seen other stories that it's her father. The Orisha that controls the depths of the sea, which would be her equivalent, just more intense, is Olokun, and he controls the depths of the sea that no one can go to. Whereas Yemayá represents the surface of the sea where there's life. So, but he's saying that they can be blended together, and I don't see why not, because they are both Orishas of the same element, the water of the ocean. It's just she's on the living part and he's in the more basically where things float to death, things like that. So, the other thing that I wanted to note was that, and he mentions this in the video, and I want to further elaborate on it, is how they, even though they say that they pulled this image from the Greek mythology of sirens, okay, completely understand that. I had heard that myself as well. But maybe that could be what they're telling us. Why would they pick, this image resonates more with Yemayá to me than it would a Greek siren, okay, and in that imagery, okay, I think that they truly understand the power that Yemayá as an Orisha has, and being that they titled their business after a name from Moby Dick, and we know that Moby Dick is about that whale and about the whole, the fishermen at sea, the shipmates and all that. Okay, but there's a lot of ocean in that story. And I think that it would make more sense for, if I'm naming my company Starbucks, I would put the image of a powerful woman in charge of the ocean instead of a Greek siren, because it has that ocean element in terms of the name itself. Starbucks, which comes from that book, like I said, and it has to do with the people who were at sea, okay, and the whale. And Yemayá, who is in charge of the ocean, basically. She's in charge of the 7 oceans. She's the mother and goddess of the sea, okay. So, with that being said, the word currency comes from the word current, okay. Yemayá controls the currents of the sea, which means she controls the flow of the currents. But currency also stands for money and for wealth. And I would pick Yemayá as my logo if I truly believed in her and I honored her and I want her to control the flow of my currency and the flow of my wealth. She already controls the flow and the ebb and tide and all that of the ocean. She controls the currents there. So why couldn't she control the ebb and flow of my business? You know what I'm saying? And he makes that point, and it's like an insured prosperity tactic. If they are very spiritual, the owners, if they're very spiritual, and who knows, they could be offering things to Yemayá, maybe deep down, and nobody knows that they believe in this Orisha. And so to ensure prosperity for their business, they slapped her imagery onto the company logo. Okay. And I also figure she's controlling the flow of business and customers. I always thought that Starbucks had an unreal flow of customers. That's an unreal customer base to me. I think they have more customers than freaking McDonald's, you know, and that's a lot. What is McDonald's logo, over 1 billion served or something like that, you know? So I think they have more than McDonald's, and it's like everywhere you go, you could find, even in the depths of the desert, I'm sure you could find a Starbucks business somewhere and go get you some coffee. Coffee is just coffee. Why is coffee from Starbucks so important that people want to go there? No, I'm not. Okay, Dunkin' Donuts coffee is probably right behind them. I'm seeing it on TV. Those new Keurig coffee thingies with the new coffee machine that you know what I'm talking about. I don't have one of those. It's too fancy for me. I'll do it old-fashioned way. But, you know, coffee is coffee. Yeah, to a lot of people, it's how they start their day, but it's just coffee. Oh, but if it comes from Starbucks, oh my God, it's like the heavens came down and descended upon the earth, and when it comes from Starbucks. Why? It's unreal. And I think it's because Yemayá has something to do with it. If I were an Orisha and I was used as the imagery of a business, and they were honoring, I don't know if they really are, but let's just say that and they're honoring me as the Orisha, I'm going to make sure their business is off and popping, okay? And I'm going to make sure everybody comes to their business because they're honoring me through their business. People know them through their logo, and their logo would be, if I was Yemayá and their logo was me, oh yeah, I'm doing that all day. I'm just saying. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Sorry if the video is too long. I've seen longer videos. Don't complain. And have a blessed one. And